Sipping on something like got your counting right. Baby, let me see you on your waist one time. She better than bad, hit her with a line. Say she wants seal up the kiss. If I got you, make a Chris. God show us the way. God knows another day. Say she wanna smoke up again. Too many things I wanna say. But your girlfriend tipsy and your girlfriend freaking out.
What's a baby pig called?
What is?
A baby pig called?
A baby what?
Pig.
A piglet.
Good job.
What do you mean?
Okay, so would it be okay to say Fela is one of your inspirations in terms of imbibing the Africanness, so to speak, in your music?
No, he is not major inspiration.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Is he one of your inspirations?
Yeah, he's like definitely one of the biggest inspirations in terms of like being able to stand for myself and what I believe in, and just how rebellious he was against everything that was happening around the time, taking his influences and defining himself, calling what he wants to call whatever it is, and just doing what he felt like. I think he was just doing it because he felt he wanted to, he was pushing for freedom or whatever it was. So I relate to that in that aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the song Happy Hour landed you a feature in Mobile Awards. Did you expect that turnout, and how did that make you feel?
It felt really good. That was like my first international published recognition. So it felt really good to see people outside pick up on what I was doing right from here, even without any like proper promo yet or any PR or any of that. So I was definitely elated.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your album Rare.
Yeah.
And why did you pick the name Rare?
It was just a name that I had in my head for years. Sometimes the way I work on music is like I have the name of the music or the name of the song or the name of the album project in my head, and then I work on the music. So that's just what happened with the album. I had that name in my head and I was just throwing it around for like a while. And I just like, at one point I just decided, yeah, this is what I'm gonna name my next album, and just surround my ideas around it, just because of how I felt.
Okay. All right, so in that same album, you featured Davido in Divine,
Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with Davido?
I feel like he's like a big brother. He's like also like a mentor, so he's very like supportive. He's shown up to some of my events, come to my show to help to perform, support. He's one of those people that like genuinely, if he likes something or if he believes in it, he supports it with his all. 100%. So that's something that like I definitely picked up from him. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good. That's a really good song too.
Yeah.
So are there any international features that you see yourself doing soon, anytime soon?
I just did one.
You did one?
Yeah.
And which is that?
My last release, Tipsy.
That's the one with Raye?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's funny because the video, some of your fans find it really interesting because they sense some sort of chemistry between the both of you.
Yeah, that's why it's a video.
Yeah, is there anything
what do you mean?
between you two?
Between me and Raye?
Yeah.
No.
Zero?
Yeah.
Not even a spark?
Spark of what? Raye is amazing. I love her. I love her music too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you looking at doing more international features?
I'm looking at doing everything.
Everything and anything?
Yeah, literally. I'm all for it.
That's great. Okay, so your videos, would you say you script them yourself or you get help from people?
Yeah, majority. I mean, like the foundation of the ideas usually come from me. Then I collaborate with like I have friends that have really great minds, and I trust to bring my ideas to life. So I work with them most times, and like it helps out. It helps me just it helps the vision come to life because you can't do it alone. And you work on the music, you need people who have like every day they're sharpening their minds. The same way you're sharpening your mind with music, they're sharpening their minds with visuals and like how things look, how things work. And those are the best people for you to present your ideas to because they can bring it to life for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say motivates you till date? What motivates you?
Just knowing that this is just feeling sometimes like I was chosen to do this, and it's not really something that I mean, I chose it, but I feel more chosen than I chose it.
Yeah.
I feel like everything just keeps lining up together to place me in places for me to do things, and I just feel like, yeah, it definitely means something if every time I'm just set up in a place for something to happen and then I have to perform or I have to do it. It just means that, yeah, you might be chosen.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Describe your relationship with Santi.
Santi is also like my big bro, but like he's also like a very, very close friend.
Yeah.
He's like one of the first people that like I started creatively working with seriously as a musician. So we have a lot of like chemistry from early
Yeah.
when I started making. Also being a fan of him, I used to listen to his music when I was like in high school, Diary of a Loner series and co. So it was great to like meet him and like start working with him and obviously like develop a deeper relationship and just be friends, almost so to say brothers and co. And just like seeing him like obviously just break boundaries every time.
Yeah.
His mind pushing barriers, inspiring all of us. So it's just like that's what I'll describe relationship as.
Okay, so the term alte, is it alte or alter?
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself to be alter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so seeing how, Nigeria has accepted or people have accepted the alter trend.
Have they?
I mean, if you think about it, most people have accepted it, even though it's still growing.
I don't think they've
spreading.
accepted it. They haven't, but they're biting it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slow process, but how does that make you feel?
I don't feel anyways. I just feel like my job is to always innovate. That is what I wake up in the morning. That's what, the thing about being like creative or being an artist or a musician or a painter or whatever you do, it's the things that are heaviest on your heart that motivates you to do things. So every day, I just wake up trying to innovate. And that's what's heavy on my heart. I feel uncomfortable not creating new things or not necessarily new per se, like it's never been happened, but just pushing ideas, just like pushing things forward. That is like what I enjoy doing. I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm not doing it for, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just like it, and then if everybody else likes it, that's cool. And it just happens that there's some people that do, so.
That's good. You know how they say, stay true to yourself?
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is, right?
Yeah, that is.
So how would you describe your fashion sense? Because it seems really interesting.
I describe. I don't know. How would you describe it?
How would I describe you? I mean, I would say, it's the word I'm trying to look for.
Exactly.
The word.
Don't ask me no hard questions. You can't answer them.
I would honestly say that you have some sort of, I wouldn't say old school.
Yeah.
But it's old school.
Yeah,
it's like modern old school.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, that's the easiest way to like. I feel like it's not necessarily like old school per se, but it's just like it's a mix. I definitely am inspired by eras where people obviously wore more, I mean, like wore a lot of things. Like it wasn't just always like a t-shirt and pants. It's just a lot of things. It was always bold. It was always dramatic or extra or expressive. Like you just wear what you feel like. That's how I perceive the energy from some of the people I have been influenced by. So eventually it just became who I was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like overnight it happened. It was like continuous digestion of those kind of things and just made you more and more inclined to it and just like, yeah, I kind of like this.
Okay, so do you see yourself having a fashion brand ever? Like a clothing line? Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. If I feel like I will. If I don't, I just work stuff.
Yeah. Well,
It's just for me. It's just like I don't even like fashion per se. It's just such a like concept. It's like fashion. Like what is that? I just like wearing things like that I like.
Yeah. Okay, so
It's not like I'm thinking of it as like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be into a fashion thing. It's just like
exactly, because you just said something about being true to yourself.
yeah, it's just like I like what I know things that look nice, and then when something looks nice, it looks nice to me. So yeah.
Okay. Are there any fashion collaborations you might work on?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have anyone right now, or?
I mean, I've been working with my friends. The streetwear brand Vivendi. We collaborated on my merchandise. We're working on other things. Definitely want to work with, obviously, personal pieces with like different Nigerian designers, people I admire. I already like have a relationship with, like Kenneth Ize, Mowalola.
Yeah.
Both local Nigerian designers and designers outside the country that are Nigerian. Just want to like collaborate with all of them, just like because I feel like all of them are like really like good, or most of them are. I've worked with Orange Culture.
Okay.
I've had personal pieces from Orange Culture. Yeah, so it's just like it's always been something I've always had my mind on. When I see their work, I admire it and I try to like bring it into my own world, which is music and visual. So, yeah.
That's interesting. So you got nominated for the Most Promising Act at the Nigerian Entertainment Awards, right?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
That was cool.
Just cool?
I was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, being recognized?
Yeah. It was good. I mean, it was good to be recognized by people
Yeah.
that think you're good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so signing out.
Yeah.
What words of encouragement would you like to give upcoming artists?
This is so hard because it's just like.
Because that's why I asked you in the beginning that. Did you have any time when you felt like giving up? Some people try.
I give up on things. I feel like giving up on things, but not as music as a whole.
Yeah.
I don't think I've generally felt like giving up on music as a whole. I definitely felt like giving up on myself, but like not. I've never been directly to be like, oh yeah, I want to stop making music. But it's been like I just want to stop. I don't know what, but just like I just feel that way sometimes. But like it's never like directly at music.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if you want something well enough, you just be persistent at it and just find different ways to like make it work for you. Eventually, it's going to happen.
Would you say Twitter is a good aid for promoting music?
Yeah, Twitter is amazing for promoting music.
Yeah.
It probably is right now the best place to promote music in the world.
Okay. Well, that's true. That's true. Do you think you're a dancer? Can you dance?
Only sometimes. I don't think I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I feel like that sometimes I dance well and then sometimes like I can't even do some things. I'm just like.
Okay, so you know how everyone is doing the Zanko now?
Yeah.
Can you Zanko? To save your life, no?
To save my life, I definitely would do it. Because
So
I've done it on some days and some other days I can't do it. So I want to.
Are you shy to do it? Would you be?
It's not shy. I don't think it's me being shy. It's just like, there's just something about the dance. It just takes a lot of like you being something inside it. Like, you need to be
in a mood.
Yeah, like you can't just be on a chill. And sometimes I'm just on a chill pee.
Okay, so if I ask you to Zanko now, would you do
I
it?
definitely can't because I'm on a chill pee right now. So it's just like,
I'll take that as an excuse.
it's just like when you're on a chill pee most times, man.
Yeah.
Zanku is not just the dance that comes to your mind.
So what's the dance that comes to mind?
Whoa. So it's just a chill pee.
Do it again.
So chill pee, you just do it like you're not even stressing yourself, and it works for every occasion. So it's a dance that I like.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah.
We're done here. How do you feel
About
at the moment? How do you feel?
I feel good. I guess appreciative of life and everything happening around me.
That's good.
Hey guys, my name is ODUNSI the Engine, and this is Sauce.